Hi everyone, my name is Mohammed Kehani. I want to introduce you to Lstr or Lstr.cc. It's one of the world's most comprehensive list curation platforms, and it's a product I basically made for myself because I am a curator of things and I like to make glorious lists full of resources about various things. One of the lists that I made was called Entrepreneur Tools. It went viral on Product Hunt back in 2016, became number 2 product of the day on January 28th, 2016. Basically at the time it was hosted on another platform called Zeef. But Zeef is a company that has shut down, and I no longer have that list curation platform to publish the lists that I curate. The Entrepreneur Tools list at the time had around 2,000 items. I've sort of updated it a bit to host on my own platform now, Lstr.cc. But it has 115 categories of tools that entrepreneurs can use for various aspects of starting a business and running a small business and growing a startup. So today I'm going to show you how to use Lstr.cc in conjunction with the new deep research capabilities of many AI tools, including Gemini, Perplexity, and ChatGPT. Today I'll use ChatGPT to basically show you the capabilities here. So basically what I'm going to show you today is how to make a list like this one. I've already made one called the greatest men's soccer players of all time. It's available at lstr.cc /soccergoats. And it's a pretty comprehensive list of 298 players from 58 different national teams, and each of them basically, if you hover on it, has a nice description of the person, basically if you click on a link it will open a YouTube search link for the highlights of that particular player. So this is a comprehensive list, a really valuable resource for fans of soccer or football, as the non-American and Canadians would call it. And I want to show you how to make a list like this with ChatGPT's Deep Research capability. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT, turn on Deep Research. O3 is the currently most powerful model for Deep Research. And I will paste a prompt like this that I've prepared. This time I already have one for soccer players. I'm going to make one for basketball players now. By the way, Lstr.cc has its own sort of AI suggestion capabilities. But this method of creating a full spreadsheet with Deep Research and then importing it to Lstr.cc is an easier way to start out creating a list. So here's the prompt. I will put this in the YouTube description of this video. But basically it says exactly what I need. I need it in a spreadsheet format with these particular columns, and I have given it instructions for how to prepare these columns. And basically this is going to be formatted in a way that is then easy for me to import into Lstr.cc. Lstr has a really nice import feature that can import a CSV file. And here I'm going to press start. It's going to ask me some clarification questions. So here I have answered ChatGPT's follow-up questions, and I think it is ready to start the research. So we'll see how many minutes this takes, usually a few minutes, but we'll give it some time. Soon it will start showing its thinking process to some extent on the right-hand side, hopefully. As you can see, it has started the research, and when we click on the research process, we see the thinking process. All right, this will probably take a few minutes, so I'll pause the video and turn it on again when it's finished. As it's working, I will say a little bit about these deep research capabilities. They are pretty new in many of the AI tools that we use today. After the discovery of large language models and generative AI, it became clear that basically because these AIs can generate text, they can think and they can use tools if we sort of tell them which buttons to press for each of these tools. So basically the new generation of these AI tools have become agentic, which means that they don't just give you one output based on one input. It's not just about text outputs anymore. It's about those text outputs turning into thoughts, turning into pressing buttons and using tools, and the AI company is basically giving them the tools. So here you can see that it has search capabilities. It's able to read different websites, collect different information from the websites. At some point, it's able to put together a spreadsheet, analyze that spreadsheet, just like it has its own computer and is using that computer. So that's why these agentic AIs now with the deep research capabilities are so powerful. I also want to point out that I could give the same task to Google's Gemini. It also has a deep research capability, and Google's Gemini 2.5 Pro model right now is a really good model. So the same thing could be done here. They handle deep research slightly differently, but for today I'm just focusing on ChatGPT. Okay, while this research is working, I'm going to go to my Lstr dashboard and create a new list. Here I will call it, let's see what the naming convention I used here, greatest men's soccer player of all time. Let's do greatest men's basketball players of all time. The slug we can change to basketball notes. All right. Create the list here. There we go. In list settings, I want to change a few things. I will allow suggestions by people, allow people to download the list, and publish the list. This way people can see it. This is the import button that we'll use later, but just to see what the list looks like right now as an empty list, we can use the list navigation menu and click on view list. This is what it looks like right now. Because I'm the list owner, I have an edit button here where I can individually add things. I can add categories. Once I add categories, in each category I can add an item. For both categories and items, you can get suggestions with AI as well. Alright, but right now I want to go to actually the list settings page and click on import. This is the page that I will need right now. This page has some instructions for the file structure for the import. It expects a CSV file, and we're waiting for that from ChatGPT. It's been around half an hour or more, I think, that ChatGPT's been working on the deep research process. It's around the end. You can see that it has formed a spreadsheet file, and it's analyzing it with Python to make sure that the structure is right and everything. So we should be seeing the final CSV file available for download very soon. Alright, we finally have a result, and ChatGPT has given me exactly the text of a CSV file. So if I can manage to copy exactly this text right up to here and open a notepad file, paste the exact text here, and save this as a CSV file. So here I will change it to basketballgoats.csv. Once we save that as a CSV and close it, it should be in my drive here, and it will open in Excel. There you go. It has exactly the fields that we wanted. Now, Lstr will expect slightly different column titles here. So we'll change team to category, player, we'll change player to Title, we'll change rank in team to just rank. Description is good, and link and highlights we will change to URL. Now, Lstr is a little bit smarter than this. Like, it will be able to detect, hopefully, the right columns, even if you don't have the right headings, but it works best when you do have the right headings. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save this here and close the file. Now, we go to Lstr. Our import page is open. We choose File, and we find our basketball goats file, open. All right, so when the file is correctly formatted, and sometimes you do have to fix something in the formatting with CSVs, Lstr will try to figure out which column in your file aligns with which column that Lstr expects. So right now it has correctly identified all the columns we have. It's showing here which columns are being matched with which columns that were expected, and we just press upload. Right, once the upload is done, and it can take a little bit of time, especially when it says 90% done, it'll bring you back to the list settings page. If you go to the view list page right now, you should be able to see the full list downloaded. But of course they don't have favicons. That's what happens when you import from a spreadsheet. But in the list settings page, there is a nifty tool called Fetch Favicons. And here you can easily fetch the favicons for all the list items. All right, that process is finished. Now if we go to view list, we should see all those YouTube icons have appeared as well. When we hover over a name, we see the description. And when we click on a name, it should take us to the URL for the search query. And that works pretty nicely. Now, one thing that we have done here is that by default, only 5 items are shown in each list. This is changeable. This number is changeable in the display settings. You can change it to any other number that's accepted here. And another thing that you could do is change the column widths here, because most of the names are pretty small, not taking much space. I would like to make it smaller columns. And this is a pretty responsive page, so if you change the layout or view it on smaller screens, it should be fine. All right, and that's my video on how to make really nice lists for Lstr.cc with AI deep research capabilities.